You gonna keep going? Does your flashlight even fucking work?
Yes.
It is not on my screen.
Wait, I'm gonna see if YouTube notifies people, and then I will tell you to yell it.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Okay, whatever. Yell the word.
Yellow.
Dreaming.
Pull up.
Dreaming.
Wait, did you want me to yell it?
There we go. Anyway. Wonder if they even sent notifications to anybody. Okay, you guys have been... The stream did not tell me that people were chatting in there. I had to refresh the page. That's how broken YouTube is right now. Anyway, guys, sorry about that. What is up, you awesome kissers and CistReactZ, guys? Today we're reacting to Game Theory, FNAF, Another Mystery Solved. Make sure you guys hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe to MATPAT, turn on notifications. Make sure you guys do the same to me. Yeah, please be sure to turn on notifications because YouTube has been broken as of lately and they've been very stupid. Alright, anyway guys, bop! 98 people were in here and YouTube didn't even tell me until I refreshed the page. That's how stupid they are. Make sure all 98 of you turn on notifications to subscribe. Showtime. I love these little intro bits he does.
You can be a pirate, but first you'll have to lose an eye and an arm. You can be a
Oh, this is about the first story in the newest book, right? I'm reading the newest book.
lose an eye and an arm. First
And then this is how Foxy curses the kid.
lose an eye, lose an eye, lose an eye, lose an eye.
Damn!
And an arm.
Dang, dude! Why does he do that a lot with his intros?
Theory, the show that
He doesn't
is,
make creepy
without
intros a lot.
exaggeration, thinking of reaching out to Scott Cawthon so that we can jointly buy Chuck E. Cheese's quickly dying restaurant franchise so we can transform them into what they were always meant to be, real-world FNAF experiences. Heck, they've already got the terrible pizza taken care of. We could probably even sell
What is that?
experiences. Heck, they've already got the terrible pizza taken care of. We could probably even sell the idea to YouTube Originals and make a whole series about transforming the pizzerias into horror-themed dining experiences.
Hey, Matt, and Scott, if y'all need somebody to be a scared guy, I'm the reaction man you need. It's my blood at this point.
I've recreated your games before in real
Oh
life.
yeah, he did do that,
Pretty
dude.
well received. So, between my theater background and your, well, you know, your gobs of money and masterminding of the IP, I think we can make something that's really cool. And yeah, the reason I'm bringing it up here is so
already
fans
making a
can
movie.
start talking about the idea both here
Oh my
and
God,
on
we have
Reddit
to-
to show you how
need a
excited
real
they
life
are for
Fires
this
of
to
Christ. Scott, you
happen.
have to buy
Anyway, let me
Chuck E.
just
Cheese,
leave it at,
please.
you have my email. I eagerly await your response.
My card.
You've probably already bought it at this point. You're just waiting to reveal that fact to the world. Speaking of Chuck E. Cheese restaurants, the grandpappy of FNAF, I actually have a theory in the works
Grandpappy of
about
FNAF.
those pizzerias that any FNAF fan will enjoy. The episode will be going live in the next few weeks on my newest theory channel, Food Theory.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
if you haven't
I
checked
got like
out
a
yet,
million
you totally
subs.
should. Link is down in the description. Yes, it
No,
sounds like
he is not doing
If you
himself
haven't-
justice right there. He's not telling everybody that that channel got a million subs in a week.
Check-
We're gonna kind of skip it.
No,
'cause-
it's how the ghost of... We've not only got
That's a
episodes
promotional
about Chuck
thing.
E. Cheese on the way, but also horror episodes like how the ghost of KFC's Colonel Sanders has been cursing people for decades. Yes, it is a real thing that we are currently researching. It's the same science, math, and over-research that we do over here, except, you know, on real-life topics. And for anyone who's hesitant to check out
What?
a channel about food, we're already winning people over. Like Jack here over on Twitter, who said he started out skeptical. Million subs first 2 weeks. How passionate
That's
on
crazy.
the show. Dose of break. This new channel. Can't month, a new FNAF
There we
book,
go.
a new set of lore reveals. Earlier this month, the latest Fazbear
Wow,
Fright
Matt, that
book,
was crazy.
Step Closer, hit store shelves, and even though it has a super forgettable name, the stories inside of it are epic. Not just because they're some of the most gruesome...
I haven't read the last story, though, about the girl who, like, named the tree.
series. I mean, page 1 literally
started that
starts with a
page,
dream
but I
sequence
didn't
where a
read it.
kid's eye gets popped by
Or I didn't read the
Foxy's
second
hook.
page.
But because of the lore drops that are happening in this thing, they are huge.
Lore
Up
drop-
till this point,
Oh,
the
this is
Fazbear
gonna
Fright
spoil
books
the
have given
book
us
for me!
interesting concepts to chew on, fleshing out the world of FNAF and giving us new insights
Whatever.
into events that we already had a pretty good handle on. It's been useful, certainly, but nothing too earth-shattering.
This is gonna spoil the last story
can
for
have
me.
people stuffed inside of them. Confirmed outright in book 1. People
Yes.
can have animatronics stuffed inside of them. Confirmed in book 3. Everything
Yes.
is powered by human agony. The missing children's incident probably happened in 1985. Animatronics can steal identities. Humans can be body swapped with animatronics. Golden
Yes.
Freddy might have multiple souls trapped inside of him. Ghosts might be able to
Yes.
escape from their animatronic prisons to lure
Golden
more
Freddy's a
people to
bottomless
them.
pit of
Like,
souls.
there has been a lot.
Wait, what did he say? I
across
was talking
their
through that.
animatronic prisons to lure more people to them. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there has been a lot across all of these stories, hence why I've been covering these books so much. But Step Closer's lore drops are attacking some of the biggest lingering questions still in existence from these games. The ones presented to us by the two most frustrating games in the franchise, FNAF 4 and FNAF 6. Questions
Oh?
that are still hotly debated by the FNAF community. So
Mike
today we're
victim,
looking
golden
at the
victim?
first of those debates, the ones related to FNAF 4, looking at what those answers mean for the rest of the series. Today, we confirm the identity of this guy, the older brother, Foxy Bro. Real quick though, before we get to the meat of this theory, let's
older
quickly
brother?
speed our way through probably the least important story of this new trio, the middle one titled Dance With Me. In it,
Yeah.
we cover Casey, a young woman
Casey,
who's coming
the-
from a
the
tragic
thief.
childhood. She lives on the street picking
was,
pockets
like,
and
pretty
grabbing
uninteresting.
purses. One day, she robs a mother and a
In my
young girl
opinion, it
outside
just
of
built
Circus
the
Baby's
action up
Pizza World,
just to,
which we're
like,
told
kill
has
it.
itself a big red door. Woo, 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 woo. Potentially important detail alert. Anyway, one of the
Oh, yeah.
items that she nabs is a set of cardboard glasses. When Casey puts them on, she sees a
Big red
hologram
dwarf in
of
that four, I see you.
Ballora spinning in the distance. Weirded out by this, she has other people try the glasses
yeah,
on,
you
and
freaking
no
see
one
that,
else
bro?
manages
No, I
to
don't
see
see it.
Ballora.
No,
From
not
that
at all.
point onward, each time she puts on the glasses, the hologram gets closer and closer, which begins to freak her out to the point of her leaving town and trying to put her
Yeah,
life
then-
back
and then
together.
the
in hopes
AR
that it gets
becomes
Ballora
real
to
somehow.
leave her alone. A couple cities and failed jobs later, Casey eventually decides to return the stolen items to the mother and the daughter, hoping that it'll make amends. The family welcomes her in and forgives her, but when the little girl Isabella puts the glasses on, she not only sees Ballora, but she immediately begins dancing. It's a very vague ending because it's unclear whether Ballora,
I
who was
forgot
one
that
step
detail.
away from getting Casey,
She was
instead
dancing?
nabs the girl because she's the one who puts the glasses on next, and the dancing is the girl becoming possessed, or if it's the girl just excited to be.
Wait, was that the implication the whole time? I didn't even know. Wait, so when she was dancing, she technically got body swapped with Ballora, who's in an augmented reality? Dang, bro, that's crazy. Hey, I see 196 of you. Subscribe and turn on notifications. YouTube sucks.
Dancing alongside one of her favorite characters, Ballora. Anyway, there's not a whole lot to
But
talk
still.
about with this one. The technology is super strange. Freddy's is apparently
Pogs in the
advanced
chat,
enough
guys.
to have holographics that work in cheap cardboard glasses for kids. That would be strange enough, but there's also some extra weirdness that the holograms can interact with the physical world. We see throughout
Yeah.
the story that this
How does
Ballora
Afton do this?
hologram kicks up leaves and causes them to swirl around her. To quote from the story, there was Ballora, pirouetting among the colorful fall leaves. As she spun, the bright leaves were sucked into her vortex. For a few seconds, Casey admired
Yeah.
the beauty, but then she thought, wait, if
I'm gonna
Ballora
die.
is just a picture, a hologram, then how is she affecting the objects around her? It didn't make sense. Welcome to the world of being a FNAF theorist, Casey. It didn't make sense.
Nothing
Prepare
makes
to get
sense.
that one tattooed on your forehead. But in all
Did you have to
seriousness, it
use
does
that
raise a
Joker?
big
That Joker
question.
sucks.
Is she actually a hologram or just invisible and the glasses are somehow revealing her? It's unclear. Today I'm going to be
Use
talking
Heath
a lot
Ledger
about
or
those
Mark
weird
Hamill
little
Joker from Arkham
details that
Asylum.
just seem
Come
so
on.
oddly specific for a book to call out that it feels like the book is trying to tell us something. And this seems like
Hell,
one
I'll
of
even
them,
take
but while
Joaquin
I could
Phoenix
spend a lot of time
over
trying to figure it
Suicide
out.
Squad
To
Joker.
my knowledge, holographic or invisible animatronics haven't really been a thing yet in the franchise, so we'll just
really.
have to cross that bridge when it becomes important. Unless, oh damn it, it might be a phantom animatronic. No, they don't interact with the real world, do they? Last point to be made about this story, though, is its recurring theme of mothers and motherhood.
Wait.
A lot of the backstory.
Don't Phantom animatronics, like, shut down your machines? In FNAF 3? So maybe it's a Phantom animatronic. Nah, I don't know though. They were really specific about it being an augmented reality type of thing, not like a phantom. Because if it was a phantom, she'd be like seeing the phantom every so often without the glasses.
Story that we get on Casey is her troubled relationship with her mom, which has played a big part in how her life ended up the way it did. Casey, throughout the story, is also visited by an older woman at a bus station that gives her grandmotherly advice. She's saved from the police by another elderly woman. She makes amends with that mother and daughter that have a relationship that she envies. I mean, it could be me thinking too much about this, big surprise, but it doesn't feel like a coincidence that Ballora is the main animatronic featured in a story about motherly relationships. I had a theory a long time ago, 2 years ago, that Ballora was some sort of stand-in for Mrs. Afton. Not in any sort of creepy way, get your mind out of the gutters. I mean, that she represents the wife.
Stop giving
William
Rule
Afton
34
or divorced
ideas,
him,
Matt.
or most likely that
Nobody
he
was thinking about it
abandoned
until you said
the
it.
aftermath of his daughter getting clawed to death by baby. I mean, just look at the song that Ballora sings in Sister Location.
Please don't remind me of this like section. That Ballora section sucked in this location. But nothing can suck harder than
An empty tomb, aka the bedroom of our tragically deceased child. William hides inside his walls by...
Sorry, what I was saying was nothing can suck more than Night 4 before Scott had to update it. I think Scott updated Night 4 on this location.
Diving
on
even
the PC
deeper
version.
into his work. It's something that
But
William's
geez.
partner Henry does in the original novel trilogy.
sucked.
When he loses his daughter, he shuts out the rest of the world, hiding behind his walls and obsessing over his work to try and bring her back. And so
Yeah.
when William does this in the games, his wife is left alone and probably ends up leaving him. As such, as some sort of coping mechanism, William recreates her in animatronic form, depicting her with perpetually shut eyes because to William, she was blind to what needed to be done to rebuild the family. Blind
Dang.
to the fact that his work was so important. She wanted to move on, to do frivolous things like sing and spin and dance, or at least that's how he felt from his perspective. William Afton was mired in his own misery of loss. Like I said, it's a bit of a stretch and something that I've lightly talked about before, but I thought the connection between Ballora and mothers in this story was particularly interesting and worth calling out. Anyway, onward to the real story I want to address today, Step Closer, which isn't just sparking new theories, but is straight up confirming stuff that we've argued about for years. In it, we meet Pete, a 16-year-old who, due to their parents' divorce, has to babysit his little brother.
Oh, yeah, the
Chuck
first
Chump.
story.
One day, while
Chuck
watching him
the
at a
Chump.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria,
Oh, such a
Pete, annoyed
stupid
about
insult
having
for
to
his
be the
little brother.
responsible one, decides to scare Chuck a little by taking him backstage
got
to
the
see
worst
him
in
out
this
of
story,
service
though.
Foxy. Pete fires up the machine and Chuck runs away, leaving Pete alone to get seemingly hypnotized by Foxy's performance. A performance that repeats one line over
And every time he
over.
gets in
You could
situations-
be a pirate, but first you'll have to lose an eye and an arm.
And every time he gets in
And from
situations
there,
where he'll
you
lose his
can
arm or
probably
eye.
Guess what happens?
It always
Over
goes for
next
the
few
eye,
days, Pete gets
for some
into
reason.
multiple
Never the arm.
accidents that put either his eye or his arm in
It
danger.
seemed like the eye got more
scalpel nearly
situations, though.
hits his eye in science class. A butcher knife almost chops
Oh,
off his
the
hand
butcher
at the
knife.
store. A buzzsaw blade shoots out at him.
Oh,
from
yeah,
a
the
nearby
construction.
site.
Yeah.
He gets hooked in the face by a fishing line, and he almost loses a hand to a Chinese finger trap at the school carnival.
Wasn't that a prank,
Anyway,
though?
the two brothers eventually make amends and come to the realization that Pete needs to face down Foxy to break some curse. Pete rushes to Freddy's, but in his panic, he's hit by an oncoming truck and killed. Out of
was
nowhere.
so
It's this
stupid!
awful reveal.
That has nothing to do with losing an arm or eye. That's just outright your life. That was so
do not
dumb.
see coming because you feel so bad for this kid. You're like, oh, he's apologized to his brother. They have a good relationship.
Yeah.
They have a plan for getting Pete out of this after him being
He always
brutalized
puts
for
the
the better
main
part of a
characters
week.
in, like,
He's on his
crappy
way to close off
endings.
the story, and then bam, it just
Need
ends.
I remind you
And that
guys about
would be where the
Delilah
story
from the
ends,
last
except for one
book?
thing.
She just
Pete
went insane
is
inside of that
still
vent.
Alive, kind of. We pick up back in the hospital where Pete's soul is trapped inside of his own dead body. Pete is an organ donor. Against his will, I might add. Thanks a lot for signing me up for that one, Mom.
Yeah.
And they just got an emergency request.
When I read that part, I really wish I was like recording my reaction, because when I read the part of him going into the view of like two doctors on him, I was like, oh hell no, it's an organ donor. Like before anything like was even like referenced or told, I just knew he was about to get his organs ripped out. Ew. It was bad.
Quest for, you guessed it,
I was tripping.
an eye and a hand. Pete is forced to helplessly watch as his body is taken apart by surgeons. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, this story is shocking. But what's even more shocking is the lore
I wish he'd do that
confirmation
more
we
with
get in
his
this
stories,
thing.
though.
Pete's story,
Like, some of these stories kind of just have been like the story being told and then the action coming in late, and then there's like at least 20 pages left to witness the action, and then some kind of weird ending. I kind of wish Scott would do more with his stories, like he did Pete's story. Like, Pete had it to where at the beginning of the book, like, without much story being told, just like Foxy says, you're going to lose an eye and an arm to become a pirate. And throughout the book, it's just a series of deadly situations that sneak up on him right until the end of the book, where you need to keep it in your mind that he's an organ donor because his mom put him through the organ donor like thing without his permission. It's like you have to keep that in your mind to realize in the end, oh my god, he's gonna get his organs ripped out. I wish there was more like that with Scott's stories.
100%
like stuff to remember in a lot of action that kind of tries to take you away from remembering that. Not all this story being told. We just like we need more action.
That is undeniably Michael Afton. 100% no doubt. It's something that we confirmation that we get in this thing. Pete's story 100% confirms for us that Foxy Bro, the older kid from FNAF 4 who repeatedly traumatizes his younger brother before eventually getting him chomped in the jaws of Fredbear, that is undeniably Michael Afton. 100% no doubt. It's something that we strongly suspected for a while, and something that later evidence started to throw into question, but this story, happening 5 years after that game's initial release, finally clears it up for us. Obviously, there are some superficial similarities here. Pete has a younger brother who's scared of the animatronics, just like Foxy Bro has the crying child, his younger brother who's scared of the animatronics. Pete is connected to Foxy throughout the story, just like the brother in the Foxy mask. Pete and Chuck's parents are divorced, just like it seems William and Mrs. Afton are in the game, leaving the older brothers alone to care for their younger siblings. At one point in the story, Pete's hand starts to turn purple, which points us—
What? Man, this is why I just need to read all of the stories in one setting, because I still have to read the last one. So, staying away from the book this long makes me forget all of that juicy stuff. Somebody said lag in the chat. Let me just make sure my... I don't think I'm lagging. I think you probably... Seriously. I forgot that his hand just turns purple.
Us back to Michael Afton in sister location physically turning purple. And lastly is that final scene where Pete should be dead, but
he's not.
Which exactly
that's what I said earlier.
Words of one Michael Afton.
Father,
it's me, Michael.
I should be dead, but I'm not.
But all of it is just
I'm going to come find you.
Bro and Michael and Pete, and Foxy Bro and Pete. How do we know for sure that all three of these characters are connected? One word, gum. People ask me a lot how I come up with these theories, and more often than not, it's small details that just stick out as off for the author or game designer to include, as though they're purposely seeding these details out there to try and signal.
Does Pete chew gum throughout the story? I forgot.
The odd character detail of Pete is that he chews gum a lot. Page 4, he's chewing watermelon gum while watching his brother. Later, when he's scared by the Foxy animatronic,
he's chewing scarily,
swallowing that gum. Okay, that's fine. That's a one-off thing. No big deal. But later, on the way to the butcher shop, we're told that he, quote, pops a wad of watermelon gum into his mouth. On the boat fishing with his dad, he wishes he had brought his watermelon gum. It is mentioned a lot in this short story, enough that it sparked my theorist senses and made me flag it to look into later. Now, obviously, at no point during FNAF 4, or heck, any of the games, do we see—
Let me guess, the survival logbook where Michael was writing stuff?
That's not the only place that we see these.
The survival logbook!
Let me direct your attention back to the FNAF survival.
What?!
Who knew that a book with dabbing Chica as an active selling—
What, the my quality tanked? What do you...
Dabbing Chica as an active selling—
What, the my quality tanked? What do you... My quality doesn't sound that bad. It's bearable. Turn down your mic? Hang on. Let me turn down my mic midstream. Alright, it's it's kind of fine.
feature would become the single most important item for lore solving of this
But yeah,
franchise.
I knew
For
it.
those of you who don't remember this little gem, it's the logbook, originally owned by Mike, as we see on the title page, that helped us to solve for Cassidy's name. And wouldn't you know it, but today it's also the thing that's gonna now reveal to us Michael Afton's true identity. Page 49, quote, list 10 bad habits you'd like to break.
Gum.
Number 1,
Yeah.
chewing gum excessively. I mean, there it is, plain as day. Pete chews gum excessively. Michael Afton chews gum excessively. Pete eventually turns purple and comes back to life after being dead. Michael Afton eventually turns purple and comes
connected,
to
bro.
life after being
And
dead.
they both
Pete
mess with
is an
Foxy.
older brother who scares his younger sibling using Foxy. Foxy Bro in FNAF 4 is an older brother who scares his younger sibling with Foxy. Pete equals Michael, and Michael equals FNAF 4's Foxy.
But it seems like the stories are kind of swapped because Pete dies in the end, kinda. But Chuck is kind of untouched. Sorry, I forgot Chuck's name for a second. All 400. Welcome to all 422 of you to the live stream, by the way. I wish you guys subscribe and turn on notifications.
Done, confirmed, another character
You can watch me
identity
lose my
locked.
mind
This
at more
detail has
MATPAT.
been sitting in the logbook for years,
Seriously?
just waiting to be used. Kind of impressive. Well done there, Scott. Well done. And this confirmation tells us everything we need to know about Michael's
kinda makes
motivation for
sense,
the rest
though.
of the game
He
series.
ain't
He's
wrong.
avenging his brother's death, the one that he made happen. When Golden Freddy appearances are accompanied by the words, "It's me," it is literally the younger brother saying, "It's me. I'm here," to his older brother. But of course, it is never that easy. This same
Right.
security logbook, this thing that has been so pivotal to solving so many mysteries of this franchise, raises just as many challenges. Because sure, here it just confirmed the Foxy Bro connection, but then it also has lines like these. Page 103, the party was for you. Page 75, does he still talk to you? In reference to
Scott.
psychic friend Fredbear. Page
cryptic.
23, was your favorite childhood toy a plastic purple telephone? Page 20, what do you remember? And most troublesome of all, page 31, do you remember your name? All of these questions seem pointed to the crying child. The party was for him. His favorite toy was the purple telephone. Fredbear did talk to him, and never to Foxy Bro as far as we know. In fact, these are the exact questions that got us to throw the Foxy-Michael connection away so many years ago. Why would the spirit in this book, Cassidy, be telling Mike things that are very clearly true of the crying child? If Mike was indeed the older brother the entire time, like this latest Fazbear Fright story just...
Maybe the spirit in the book thinks, since it's a kid, like, oh, does the bear talk to you as well? I mean, he's a kid, so maybe he was like a kid at a time, and he's like a kid in death. So maybe he's trying to make sure that he wasn't insane, and he's asking, like, bro, was that bear talking to you too? This is why I don't theorize, but it's an idea. All right,
confirmed
at least
for
it's
us.
theorizing
It
the mat, so I
doesn't
don't get
make sense,
killed by the FNAF
which is why
fan base.
now we have to solve these last two questions. What do you remember? Do you remember your name? I mean, yeah, I do remember my name. It's
wrote it on
Mike.
the
I
book.
wrote Mike on the first page of the book, didn't I? Unless Mike never truly was my name. The question that we're left with, and the question I pose to you and that I still need time to think through is, what did Michael forget? And how did he forget it? Was he the Bite of 87 victim? Is that how he lost his memory? Did some sort of other trauma cause him memory loss? And more importantly, is there some other strange connection between Michael and the crying child? Like, seriously, why would the book say that the party was for Michael when FNAF 4 clearly tells us that it's not? I can't believe that this is just some sort of typo or something. This book
my
is so
theories are gonna sound
precisely
stupid.
engineered to be the linchpin in too many mysteries of this franchise for that to be the
Leave it all to
case.
Matt.
So could that connection between the two brothers be the reason why Michael's name might somehow be different? All theories for another day, my friends, but at least for now, we're one more confirmed step closer to getting the answers we've been looking for so long.
I can't wait till the Ultra Theory comes out where Matt's like, okay, this is the last one. Then Security Breach drops like the next week, and then Matt has to take finale off of it.
So maybe that's the reason why the story is in fact called Step Closer, because otherwise that title for a story about a kid losing an eye and an arm just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Next time, we tackle Susie and her connections to FNAF 6. In the meantime, remember that Food Theory exists as a channel and
Alright guys, that was
got episodes coming out about both the dark lore of KFC, and heck, even today's episode about how people...
Alright, he's talking about Food Theory. Alright, anyway guys, that was MATPAT's another FNAF mystery solved. If you guys want me to react to that, make sure you guys smack that like button. All 475 of you in the chat, smack that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you're new, what's up? Subscribe, turn on notifications, turn on that bell icon, turn on all notifications so y'all can grab them. By the way, I played Ghost of Tsushima on my channel earlier today. The stream should be uploaded. I don't know why YouTube didn't notify a lot of people when I streamed it, but yeah, Ghost of Tsushima gameplay's up. Anyway, guys, that was an interesting theory, dude. Seriously. Seriously. I swear FNAF theories are the only thing that could make me hype from that channel. I need to watch more MATPAT. But anyway, guys, Jesus, sorry. I'm all hyped up because what MATPAT's saying, it actually does kind of confirm a lot of stuff that people's been asking all these freaking years. Anyway, guys, I'll see you all Kissers later. Thank you, everybody, for joining the chat. You know what? Let's read the chat right quick. How you guys doing, chat? Nice live stream. I'm going to bed. Later, CC1367. So much tea. Really? Doing amazing. Bye, sis. React to a FNAF song called Never Be the Same Again. Just put reaction requests in the comments below. Who's your favorite animatronic? Golden Freddy or Fredbear, I guess. Doing good. How about you, sis? I'm doing great, dude. I'm hype. I'm hyped from all this information that kind of just makes sense. That pizza's making me hungry, yeah, same. But I'm about to eat tacos, so I'll be fine. But I took the pizza off the screen just for you, dude. You're the best. No, you're the best for watching, thank you. I'm so confused on the FNAF story now. I mean, if you kind of, like, rethink about the lore, as MATPAT says it, it doesn't become confused. Yeah, I mean, it kind of requires you to go back into your previous thoughts about the story, then take out those thoughts and then put the new ones in. Yeah, it's all confusing. Alright, that's enough of the chat. I'll see you guys probably on another Ghost of Tsushima stream tomorrow. I'll see you all